Hey, what's up, guys? I'm sitting. I was gonna go to the beach today, and it didn't quite work out. You know, later on in the evening to watch the sunset, which I did yesterday. So everyone's, oh, welcome to the Parking Garage Diaries Volume 3.5. I did 3 yesterday, but I got to do some editing, so I'm gonna put this one out. So I'm sitting here. I'm gonna kind of tilt. I know everyone's sad about Anthony Bourdain. I'm sad too, but I kind of understood the guy. You know, he. I want to say I'm surprised. I want to say I'm not surprised because I could see his darkness. I could see his struggle, and he's been like this before he got famous. So it wasn't his. It's not a matter of people go, oh, well, as you can see, fame isn't everything. No, he's always been like that. That's his personality. I know a lot of people like Anthony Bourdain. They're very poetic people. They're really cool. They're very deep. They're great conversationalists, people you can talk to. They have a great understanding of life. However, that's just their way. They're just kind of dark, enigmatic figures. And a lot of them don't have a good time being here. I get it. I understand it. So, and I know that people don't want to hear that because we're not supposed to talk about suicide. We're not supposed to want to commit suicide because, the Grand Poobah in the sky will send us to hell if we do that. It don't matter for them. I mean, this place is hell for a lot of people. And it doesn't matter how much money they amass. It doesn't matter how they live. They could be in extreme poverty. They could be middle class. They could be rich as all get out. It's just not good. This world, I mean, I remember in the movie Wyatt Earp, and there's a part where and this is with Kevin Costner's version, which I thought was way better than Tombstone. Hey, don't care. But there's a part where Doc Holliday just says to Wyatt and says, for some people, this place ain't ever going to be right. And I think it was like for him, and who knows, the Kate Spade thing could have, gave him a go-ahead, or just the energy in the air. But I'm going to miss him, but he left us enough behind where we can always partake in what he, the art he gave us, his documentaries, his everything, just like I have to do with Prince. So same thing. These people left us with enough that we can wish them well on their journey wherever they wind up. So I'm gonna have a toast. I don't drink normally, but this is some mead. I will drink mead, which is Swedish beer. This is some homemade mead by a friend of mine, and Anthony. And it's still pretty good after being a year in my fridge. I've been seeing a lot on the boards about suicide. People are talking about it now. I'm happy, good. I'm glad people are talking about it. But I don't mean just we need to be nicer to each other. It's not a matter of being nice to people. It's a matter of acknowledging. It's something to talk about. A lot of people don't like to talk about suicide. People don't like to talk about mental health, but see they're being forced to because there's something very wrong in our society. And people say, well, it's because we're not doing the things we used to do back when I was a boy, back in the 1940s and the 1950s. It wasn't any greater back then either. It's just that people hid it, okay? I mean, I don't see any different in someone killing themselves immediately than someone drinking themselves to an early grave, like some folks do, which to me is still a form of suicide. It's just slower. And it doesn't matter. People say, oh, well, it's because he didn't have God in his life. A lot of people, I know a lot of people who've had God in their life who say, I can't do this no more. So that doesn't matter either. I mean, I'm consider myself a very spiritual person, but it doesn't stop me from going through the darkness. It doesn't stop my episodes. It doesn't stop my mind from trying to get me. And there are times where it's gotten really, really bad. And, you know, my faith did get me through, but I can tell you it wasn't so much my faith as I believe that I made a contract when I came here to see it through to the end. That's just me. Does it mean that anyone else is a loser or a quitter? No, it doesn't. It just, who's to say? I'm just saying that's just me. We're all different. I've had people on my board posting, well, you know, all you need is prayer and healthy food and exercise, and that's what got me through. Well, I said, well, I need medication. That doesn't get me through. I have to be on medication. I've tried numerous times. I do yoga, I do meditation, I do all that stuff, and I have to be on medication. And if you're that bad where you need to be on medication, you are not winning any awards by bragging that you are soldiering through your depression. You know, it doesn't mean you're weak because you took or take medication. If you need it, take it. Try to get some help at least. Try to look at another perspective of it. Do everything you can until, if that's the decision you arrive at, then that's your decision. And people don't want me to say that, but I have to say that. I know. Like I said many a times. I said it. And here's the funny thing. You know, maybe people just aren't interested in my take on it. I did a vlog a couple days ago. Maybe it was too long. I don't know. But I got 10 views on my video talking about depression, talking about my experience with it. And I have talked about depression in the past. It is usually, I'm going out of focus here, sorry about that. I think I don't know if it's the darkness or the camera. I'm going to try to find an angle where, there we go. I'm going to be a little dark. But, you know, I've talked about depression in the past, and it's usually the least clicked. I have written about it, I have vlogged about it, and it's usually the least clicked topics on my board, you know. And I just hope whoever sees it gets some help out of it, but I'm not going to shut up about it. And I got a cigar from my friend Pia, who went to Cuba. This is a Cuban cigar. I don't usually smoke, but once in a while I need to take a puff. I will take a puff in honor of Anthony. I've been wanting to do this. Okay, this ain't going right. Okay, I don't have the right lighter. I don't know what Cisco did with the lighter, but that tastes good. I don't inhale, but once in a while these are very good. And it's one reason I enjoy life. I enjoy life because I can do things like this. It's one of the things that kind of keeps me here, is the experience. And that's what I liked about that Anthony did represent, is he experienced life the best he could, but he just was a very, you know, dark individual. But who knows what was really going through his head. Anyway, we got to remember, I hope I can, anyone who's listening to this, that we got to remember to live. Even if we're in a position where we have to work, we got a job we don't really care for, we're working our days, we got dreams, we work, do our best to try to reach those dreams, but find that they just don't work out. That it's only going to be a small percentage of people who do wind up. Yeah, I think thinking positive does help to a degree, but let's be honest, we're all not going to think positive. All the time. And also, too, thinking positive in and by itself is not going to just make things happen. It is getting dark. The sun is going down. And I don't really have a light. But you got to have an action plan. Now, let's be honest. Not everybody's going to be able to follow an action plan. It's not easy to do. And so, I won't keep you long. I'm at 11 minutes. I won't make it 24 minutes. But I'll just say this. Just remember Anthony and his contribution. Just know there are people out there suffering. You may not or will ever understand it. And yeah, it's painful for those left behind. But at some point, I've lost about 5 people I know to suicide. I wish they didn't do it, but they did. And I came to the conclusion that I can't be angry at them because it hurt me. They were hurting. I know how they were hurting because I feel that same hurt. So, in his honor, I will, look at what his legacy, what he left behind. I did mention a couple of weeks ago I wanted to have a travel show just like him, where I get to travel around and go to cool places, meet cool people, and have great conversations like he did, and talk about life things and all this different stuff. So anyway, rest in peace, Anthony. I'm gonna end this early. I'm gonna have a couple more puffs of this and save it till Cuban cigars. This is really smooth. It's really nice. I'm gonna drink this down and I'm gonna go inside because I got work to do. So have a good night. Again, if you're hurting, a bunch of people posted the suicide hotline up, so give it a call if you have to. I will say this though, if you are hurting and you're in a dark place, someone said, another friend of mine who suffers regularly from depression, he put up on his board something very interesting. Find 2 people, even just a couple people who are really close to you, who you can talk to about anything. Everybody has those friends. A lot of us it's hard to try to reach out to an entire group like Facebook, because if you don't get the response that you're looking for, that can be painful in itself and you feel even worse. Try to find at least 1 or 2 people who you're close to and reach out to them and them only. That's what I do. I have a couple people in my space that I talk to when it gets really bad, and I keep it offline mostly, because if you're suffering online can be worse, because see, you don't know everybody on, oh look, I got a little more light. You don't know everyone on your friends list, okay? Oh, don't do this. Oh, my feet. I tell you what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go, me and my camera constantly, I need to take a lighting class. Will that work? No, that won't work. Will that work? Okay, that's a little better. You know, try to have a couple people you can reach out to, because the thing about going on Facebook and going live with your issues is it can be daunting. And see, you got some people who you don't really know all your friends. You might think you know them. And I've seen some people say some downright hateful stuff. Like, if you're posting you're hurting and you're thinking of ending your life or whatever, you know, not all your friends are going to be in a space to really understand how to respond. You know, they're not going to say that. They might, one just might say the wrong thing that just sends you over the edge. And when you are severely depressed, you might not be in the space to hear that. And it might tip you over, because not all people, when they're in space, are able to be rational. It's an inability at that time to be rational, especially if you're hell-bent on ending your life. And a lot of people really don't want to end it. They just want the pain to stop. So you get some stupid idiot on your board saying the dumbest shit ever. You know, just try to keep it off Facebook. Try to, I mean, even if you have to PM a couple of them, you could PM me. I mean, get somebody you trust who just knows how to listen to you. Because I've seen some stupid shit today where, you know, like I said, you don't know everybody on your friends list. You think you know them, and then the minute you get in a rough spot, some of them can just say the most insensitive, callous thing ever. And there's a lot of people out there that have no fucking clue. They think because their life works and everything works for them and all their decisions came out to the positive, that you must be doing something wrong. And I can't stand these folks, because they don't know jack shit. They just haven't got to a place where, you know, shit has, you know, like, again, like I said, we all have different experiences in life. And there are some people who wind up in a nice little life. Nothing ever changes. They never go anywhere. They've always had, you know, money was always okay. Everything is always okay. In fact, it's just always okay. And so when people have a hard time, they're the first motherfuckers to sit there and go, oh, you're doing something wrong. You made the wrong choice. You did a bad thing. Blah, 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 blah. And they don't know jack. They ain't never been anywhere. They never traveled anywhere. They never had shit happen to them. So they're not at liberty to make any kind of freaking comment on your post as to how you're feeling. They've never had your experience. Anybody who've experienced a lot of stuff would know not to say something like that. So again, find someone who you can trust, who you can be close to, and share those feelings with them. And that way it'll be better for you. I'm telling you, I learned this the hard way, because when I was at my worst, I had some people say some hateful things to me online. You know, like stop whining and stop, you know, shut up, or, you know, you just, you know, well, you know, that's because, you know, God is punishing you and shit. You know, I got some crazy stories, but anyway, so I'm gonna finish my drink here. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna do some stuff. So have a good night. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.